Well, hello everyone. Hello, how are you? I hope that you are doing well. Today, I just wanted to come on and let you know all the exciting things that have been happening and talk a little bit about the book that was spawned from Single God's Way. The book is called I Am a Wife. I thought originally I was going to name it Single God's Way and just incorporate a lot of different perspectives. But God led me a different way to write this book directly to women, and so that they can be in position for what He has for them, because God specifically told me He is handing out husbands, not boyfriends or baby daddies, but husbands, because what is important to Him is women have to stand in their position. It's all about positioning. And so that you can receive what God has for you. No longer will women be listening to stories like think like a man. No longer will, because God said I created them to think differently. I created women to be women, not men. And I did that on purpose. If He wanted us to think like a man, He would have made us that way. And different things of that nature. So there's a tons of books out there, but God led me to write this because He said that this is the time, now is the season for women that believe in Him and love on Him to receive what He has for them, the very best that He has. And so I'm just very grateful to all single women out there. I wanted to inspire and encourage you to definitely keep trusting God, because it pays off. And let me tell you, when God pays you, it's undeniable. I'm just telling you, I'm just so excited about all the blessings and different things that I've learned in my journey, and how He's using all of that, all the stuff I've been through, to set someone else free. Because I didn't know that my life would turn out to be a beautiful life. When I was going through the things that I was going through, I didn't know there are still truthful, God-fearing men that love God, and want a wife, the wife that God has for them. Because society will tell you that no one is good. There are no more men out there that want the marriage, the relationship, the commitment of everything that comes with, in the Bible. But that's not true, because God is conditioning these men. He is renewing their mind, transforming their mind. He is putting them in place. He is instilling His purpose in them. And that's what's important to me, purpose. You can have any man. But the thing about it is if it does not serve God's purpose in your life, then it will cause chaos. Anything that doesn't serve God's purpose will be chaotic for you. It will move you further and further away from God's true destiny and purpose for your life. And so God is caring about women, single women. He said that, hey, there's purpose in you. A lot of us fulfill our purpose without a husband. That's only part of it. There's more. And I'm here to tell you that there's more. I have had a blessed career, life, even before meeting my husband. There are so many things I have accomplished, but God said there's even more. What you have accomplished is great, but there's even more, because you have someone that can pray with you, pray for you. You can pray with, encourage them. You can push them to their purpose as a helper, and help along, and others will be inspired by your commitments, that you made in your marriage. There are women out there that don't believe that it is even possible anymore to love, or let alone respect. And that's who I want to talk to as well. You can, it is true. God is a man of His word. And like I said in my book, He's a man of His word, and He doesn't tell any lies, in my Prophet Karn voice, because he says that all the time. But it's true. It's true. And so I wanted to write about different things like that. One of the things that I've asked my readers to do is to message me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Carol Copeland Ministries, and YouTube, Twitter. I'm everywhere. Message me, connect with me on all of the platforms. Message me some highlights of the book that stood out to you, that spoke to you specifically. That way I can share with others what the highlights are from your perspective. I was talking with my father the other day, who has read the book. He's skimmed through and was reading a lot of things, and immediately there are a couple things that caught his eye. That one of those things I'll share today. He was actually read the sentence where it said, "No husband wants an argumentative wife." Nobody, even a wife, doesn't want an argumentative husband. You are in charge of picking your battles. Yes, you're in charge of when you argue or when you don't argue. No one can control that but you. You are the controller or the author of your emotions. You are responsible to keep your emotions intact, in tune, in check. This is a powerful move as a wife and as a woman, because there will be challenges and things that come that where you normally react a certain way, you won't want to react that way every time. It's called the wisdom of God for you to tell your emotions how you're going to behave today. You don't have to just take it and say, "Oh, I'm angry, so I said this." No, that would be, your emotions are in control of you, and emotions will lead you to a dark place, and it will ruin your life if they're out of control. God gave us emotions so that we could feel. We can feel love. We can feel, sometimes disappointment and things like that. But it's all the reason to feel those things so that you can understand when it's happy times. You can feel that too and appreciate them. But emotions were never meant for you to allow them to rule your life. We're not led by our emotions. You want to be led by wisdom. And wisdom comes from God, not the wisdom of this world, because that could lead you away from your purpose as well. It's needful for every wife, every individual, to ask God for wisdom on how to handle situations. And so that's what the book is talking about, because you will not argue. You don't need to argue your point every time, no matter if you're right. The wisdom of God will let you know when to speak, how to speak, and the Bible even says a soft answer turns away wrath. So what that actually means is, because you are a woman, your wife, and that's a beautiful place to be. Don't let anyone take your femininity away, because we possess that. God gave it to us, and we're to keep that and to cherish it, because not everyone has it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing when it's actually utilized properly. And so with that, a woman knows when to speak. A woman knows when to be quiet. You don't have to state your claim, because that would be your emotions leading you. And little girls do that. I can tell you, everything they have to get back. They feel like they got to say the last word. They feel like they got to express to everyone that they're right. When you're right, you don't have to get to the mountaintop and say, "I'm right, listen to me." No, it just flows naturally. You say what you have to say, and then you're quiet. You don't have to argue about it, if there is something to say. But one thing I've learned is that God works all situations for our good. And so when you follow things His way, He works it all out. I've even had my husband come back and say, "Well, you were right." Or, "I apologize because maybe I was looking at it wrong." Sometimes I didn't have to say anything. God showed him, So I just wanted to, that's one of the things my dad said stood out to him, is that is so true. No husband wants an argumentative wife. God will show them they are the man. God will teach them what's right and what's wrong. If they are out of place, remember, this is God's man. He's your husband, true enough, but he's God's man first. And you are God's daughter. So all you must do is pray to God, okay, how do I handle this? And a lot of times God will say, you don't need to handle it as the wife. I will handle it as the Lord, as your Lord and his Lord. So I am just so grateful that people are reading, getting something from the book. One of the things, I sat down and read the book the other day, and one of the things, the chapter about the bathroom, you have got to read the chapter about the bathroom experience, because it is profound. It is something, it stood out to me again. And I just started crying, because that is something so beautiful. It's a story of God just enlightening me to bless me. It was a defining moment in my life that God was telling me, I need you to get this, because what I've got for you in the next couple of weeks or even days, what I've got for you is something you've prayed for. What I've got for you is beyond what you prayed for. It's better. I'm getting ready to show you and unlock what I told you in my word that is true. It is possible for you. I had no idea that it would be happening, that soon. And just as all I had to do was receive. All I had to do was listen and receive and obey. And that's what God said. Those that read this book, listen to these scriptures, listen to the words in this book. All you're doing is putting yourself in position to receive what God has. And he does the rest. He does. I'm a living witness. And so it's time for you to experience and for you to get what you've prayed for and you've been waiting for. And one of the things, I was talking to someone the other day about the book. I was like, you know what? There were a lot of times in my life that I wanted to compromise. I wanted to compromise, where I was. I wanted it to change so badly that I was willing to compromise. But God had his hand on me, and he said, no, you don't need to do that. He even spoke through someone unexpectedly. This person told me, no, why would you even consider doing what the world is doing? That's not even who you are. And I'm like, wow, this guy wasn't a believer. I mean, he never professed to know God in the pardon of his sins or anything, but God will use whoever he wants to get a message to you. And I'm glad that he did, because there were certain things that, had I had it my way, I could have been in a mess. I could have messed up my entire life. But God is so gracious. He brought me out. He brought me out. And so that is just some of the things that I have been talking about to readers and people that have contacted me and have reached out, and what God put on my heart yet again to share with you. I want you to share this book with others. I want you to first get your copy. If you don't have it, it's I Am a Wife. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, westbowpress.com. Also, oh my gosh, I almost forgot. How could I forget? My website is up. It is www.iaawife.com, and it stands for I Am a Wife. So IAA.com is where you can get the book as well. You can read a few stories. You can read my bio. You can read, different things on there. You can get on our mailing list. So I definitely want you to connect with the website, and let's get some traffic going there so that we can all stay connected, and you'll be the first to know of what's coming up as far as a book signing. I am planning a book signing, which will probably be January or February, if everything goes according to plan. And I want you to be a part of it, because some of you I have not met, and I would love to meet you. And I would love to just share stories, and I would love to just talk about the wisdom of God in everyday life matters. So I'm just so thankful and grateful for you being here, and I hope that you have a blessed rest of the year. Please keep your head up and keep your hand in God's hand. Until next time, this is Minister Carol saying, ciao for now. We'll talk soon. Be blessed.